sports in the National Football League. Welcome you to Acrisure Stadium here in the Steel City of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Straight ahead, we've got a good one on tap. It's the Seattle Seahawks and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Visitor sideline is Seahawks head coach Mike Macdonald. His team making the long flight. Always difficult to play the 1 o'clock Eastern game when a West Coast team feels like it's 10 a.m. on their body clock. On the other sideline, the Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin. His guys, on the other hand, were winners in their opener a week ago, so they'll try to make it 2-0 to start the season. Mike Tirico and Greg Olsen with you. The All-Pro Chris Boswell with the honors. Off we go from Pittsburgh. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. Seahawks come out, and they are led by a new quarterback, Sam Darnold. From USC, he's bounced around for his first 7 seasons. This is 5th different franchise as he starts year 8 in the NFL. And Greg, it's year 1 with the Seahawks.
We had a chance to sit down with him this week, Mike. It almost came across to both of us that he wasn't entirely over last week's close loss. And he made the point. He said, listen, playing quarterback in the NFL, you're going to be judged by how well do you play and what is your record in one-score games. Last week, they found themselves on the wrong end of it. If they get themselves into a back-and-forth matchup today, they've got to make enough plays down the stretch to come away with the win.
And they're going to mark them down up past the 35. So, from the 36, it is 1st and 10.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Here's a handoff to Walker. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45. That's a gain of 11, and they'll move the chains with another 1st down.
Really nice explosive play there on the ground, and tell you what, for these fans sitting in the stadium, they're not used to seeing their home team pushed around, so continue to be physical at the line of scrimmage, mix in the runs with the pass, and if they can continue to generate these big explosive runs, I don't think they need to go away from it.
2nd and 10.
It's 2nd down and 10.
To throw is Darnold. The ball deflected at least a couple of times, but it'll fall to the ground. It's incomplete.
And you can see the quarterback, he's looking up at the Jumbotron after that throw, Mike. He knows he just got away with one, and he's thinking, all right, what do I got to do to make an adjustment that it's not so close the next time?
Throwing on 3rd down is Darnold. And that is incomplete.
Remember what they told us, Mike, leading up to this game. They said it is so critical for us to find success, especially on 3rd down. We want to maintain possession, extend these drives. Well, the first crack comes up and they fail through the air, and we're going to have to regroup and be able to have better success throughout the remainder of this game.
And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback, and will come out to the 20-yard line. Well, here come the Steelers, and that's the sight that looks odd, but people were looking to see after keeping us waiting all spring. Year 21 in the league for Aaron Rodgers, his first as the Steelers quarterback.
Really solid all-around performance last week, Mike, and I think the biggest factor that led to the win is his ability to continue to protect the football. He executed the offense, ran it exactly how they designed all week in practice. Now, it might not have been earth-shattering performance statistically, but they got the win. If he can continue to play that style of ball, it's going to be a tough group to match up.
That ball incomplete. Got the hands in there to break it up. Could have been a big gainer. Instead, it sets up a 3rd down. The shotgun, it's A-Rod. And that is incomplete. Jalen Warren was the man he was trying to connect with. And It's going to lead to 4th down.
And this passing game continues to come up short these last couple plays. That's 2 consecutive incompletions in a row. Now they're staring 4th down right in the face.
On 4th down, Steelers send out Corliss Waitman to punt. This brought in out past the 20. And it'll be brought down. Short return. And they'll take over there. The Seahawks offense ready to see the football for the 2nd time. Greg, it's one of those weird feelings you build all year for the opener. When you play a tight game and lose, it kind of changes the feeling coming into this week a little bit.
Yeah, it certainly does, and if you're not careful, what's that cardinal rule? You don't want one loss to turn into 2, one bad play to turn into 2. The best teams in this league, man, they have an uncanny ability that regardless, good or bad, blowout or close one from the previous week before, it doesn't lead into the next week's work and ultimately the next week's game. So we'll find out, were they able to learn from the good? And there certainly was a lot of it. But can they move forward today and not let the disappointment of last week trickle into today?
Cooper Kupp was the intended receiver. And it'll be 2nd down. Operating from the gun, it's Darnold. That's to the rookie from Miami, Elijah Arroyo. He's going to be out of bounds, gain of just a couple, and now we've got 3rd down coming up.
When you put plays like this on tape, it sends a message to every defender across the league. When you play this offense and this guy has the ball, you better bring it when you come to contact him, because if not, you're going to be on the wrong end.
And this ball incomplete on 3rd down.
I think he predetermined that 3rd down throw, and even though the coverage was tight, he still tried to fit the ball in there anyway, and it ended up falling incomplete. I think if he goes through his progressions and has a little bit more trust in his protection, I think there's an easier throw to make out there.
And he's gonna get there. He's got the 1st down. What great awareness after the catch. He gets enough to move the chain.
It's a gain of 10. 1st down, Seattle.
They'll run the toss with Walker. He'll manage only a couple. Cameron Hayward, the former All-Pro, in on the tackle. With that, I want to give you a look at his numbers on the ground in last week's game. Ball on the 36 now. Here's 2nd and 7. From the shotgun, here's Darnold. That one's incomplete. Good coverage there. Made it uncomfortable for the receiver. Couldn't hang with it, and it brings up 3rd down.
7 yards to go.
Working out of the gun, it's Darnold. And that is incomplete.
We're starting to see a lot of this on 3rd down, Mike, where they're going to rely on the run after catch to pick up these 3rd down conversions. You know what that depends on? You have to actually complete the ball. In this case, it falls incomplete, brings up 4th down. And I think this is going to end up being considered a successful drive, Mike. I think obviously you would have loved to see them come down and convert and score a touchdown. But at the very least, they needed to come away with 3. They were able to do that and take a lead on that field goal.
Michael Dixon to kick off for Seattle.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. This is fielded inside the 5. And he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. Steelers offense ready to take over for their 2nd possession. So, Greg, the home opener after winning on the road, I know you've said it a bunch, there's a different satisfaction for a team to go on the road and get a win. So it's got to feel good to start your home season at 1-0.
Yeah, I mean, everyone loves to play week 1 at home. Your fans are into it. The hope and the optimism of the season is at an all-time high, but it doesn't always go that way. So they go on the road and they get a win. So now expectations coming back to your home field, your home crowd. Now everyone's really juiced up. So this is going to be a great environment, a great week 2 opportunity for them to not only start 2-0, but to get to 1-0 at home.
He's got the veteran. That's Robert Woods. And They'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on third down.
Third and 6.
So just a lone field goal in the first quarter of play. It's the Seahawks with the early lead. And we're back to the Steel City after this. The Steelers with the football to begin the second quarter. And they've got it with 3rd and 6 coming up. From the gun, Rodgers. Metcalf left side, he's got it. And he will have the first down. The drive will continue after a pickup of 8.
First down. First and 10.
He's in a really nice rhythm here on third down. He appears very comfortable operating out of the gun, and he's able to find his man near the sideline, and he's able to extend this drive.
Line of scrimmage is the 37-yard line for 1st and 10. On the ground is Jalen Warren. And not much there. Good defense. Held to no gain.
These edge rushers, they are judged by their sack totals, Mike. They love to rush the passer. But they have responsibilities in the run game as well. Great job here, keeping it to no gain.
Play action now with Rodgers. Throw on the run is complete. Was brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down.
A bit of a quick hitter here, and what you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot. But they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short gain.
He'll go right back to Freiermuth. And he is very close to the first down, but an eyeball, he is shy of it. And they say it's 4th and inches. Here's Corliss Waitman now. He's on for the 2nd time. He'll try to get something inside the 10. And he couldn't get that one to check up. It'll keep bouncing into the end zone. It's a touchback. Out comes the Seattle offense as they get ready for their next possession. Greg, you take a peek back and look at the NFC West in totality. You just are reminded of how quick things change. I don't think anybody in the country thought the 49ers would be the last place team in this division last year. Shows you, one, how changeable it is, but also the quality of teams in this division.
Absolutely. And I mean, they were the Super Bowl favorite, at least out of the NFC a year ago, and then to find themselves 6 and 11 at the bottom looking up, it's pretty remarkable. But to your point, Mike, it just shows health, a little bit of good fortune. The other teams in your division, if they're a little weaker, your path is stronger. There's so many elements, the way the NFL schedule is set up, it's all tied. If you're good, we're trying to bring you back down towards the middle. If you're bad, we're trying to bring you up towards the middle. It's a league of parity. It's a league of ups and downs. And the teams that can break through that and sustain success, we got to give them a lot of credit.
And what I love about this division, Greg, is the different philosophical challenges that defenses see. We know Kyle Shanahan does it, the Niners, the Rams and Sean McVay, always at the top end of the game. And then the unpredictability of Kyler Murray, plus the physicality of Seattle has played with. You've got to have a lot of clubs in your bag to play. Oh, he's going to be throttled up and taken down. They've got him.
Looked like a pass protection breakdown. They had 5 offensive linemen and a running back in the backfield. I promise you, somebody was assigned to that linebacker, but he timed the blitz perfectly. He ran through and was able to bring him down for a big sack.
So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. Throwing, Darnold. He's going to take a shot down the field. And that is incomplete. Elijah Arroyo was the intended target. And now it's 4th down. They do indeed snap it as they'll try and throw. That's going to be caught. And he's not going to get there. They have stopped him short. It's a turnover on downs. And it comes as we hit The 2-minute warning. From the 39, here's a 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, it's Rodgers. A hit as he throws there. It's going to wind up incomplete. The pressure got to him that time, and it'll set up 2nd down. Rodgers. Nowhere to go. He's going to be taken down.
A 7-yard loss brings up 3rd down.
Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. He's going to air this one out. And on 3rd down, that ball incomplete.
I'd say one of the most critical elements of a dynamic offense, Mike, is how efficient are you on 3rd down. It's something these teams stress all week. Here's an opportunity to continue to extend this drive. The defense wins this time and brings up 4th down.
The Seahawks offense ready to see what they can do. Well, Greg, as the season starts, really the season never ends. Think back to the schedule release, the draft has become this multi-day huge event. Green Bay crushed it with all the folks around the stadium in Lambeau, and some big names will be tied to that draft forever. A couple of the rookies that you've watched that are just sticking out in your mind, interested to see how they fit in the league as this season gets going.
You know, obviously so much attention around the quarterback position. Cam Ward goes #1, and then obviously with Shador and all the conversations around that as the draft unfolded. But I think a guy that's going to be fun to watch when you talk about fit, I think you look at Ashton Jeanty. He gets drafted by Vegas. He's now with the Raiders. Pete Carroll. It kind of has the feel of, is he his Marshawn Lynch? Is he the bell cow back, under center, Geno Smith, play action, set up that run game, play good defense? This feels like the early path Pete Carroll took when he took over in Seattle and turned them into a Super Bowl champion. So I'm not saying Genty's Marshawn Lynch, but he certainly feels like that's the fit the Raiders were going for when they took him with their 1st-round pick.
Hey, let me ask you about Travis Hunter. Of course, the Heisman winner, Colorado, great play, both sides of the ball as a receiver and a corner. You know, Greg, it's hard to come in this league and play well on one side of the ball. Is it realistic to think you may see him on both offense and defense?
Well, that's the million-dollar question, and I think to start, you have to say, okay, let's hang our hat on something. And I think when you look at the league, where is it harder to find impactful players? I believe it's harder to find impactful defensive backs. I think it's a harder position. I think the league favors the offense with the rules and the play style. So if I'm Jacksonville, I'm making Travis Hunter a defensive back on day 1. And then I'm going to package my offensive plays around his skill set to take advantage of him as a wide receiver. And then as time goes on, it will eventually unfold where he'll be able to have a role on both sides of the ball more consistently. But if I was in Jacksonville, that's what I would do. But I think it's going to be very interesting to see how fast and how big of a role on both sides they give Hunter.
That is caught side of the end zone. Cooper Kupp, touchdown Seahawks. It's his 3rd touchdown catch this year.
And what a fitting end to this drive, Mike. It only makes sense that he's the one that gets the ball in the end zone after making a handful of clutch plays prior to the touchdown. That was just a textbook example of one guy taking over the game.
Jason Myers on to attempt the extra point. He's got it. And the Seahawks are out to a 10-0 lead.
Steelers nothing. Michael Dixon, the kickoff for Seattle.
They didn't leave much time on the clock to put together a drive here at the end of the 1st half. And the kickoff's coming their way. This taken in at the 8-yard line. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line.
Their own 26-yard line.
they're just going to run it here up the middle. Oh, a loose football. I believe one of the Steelers was in there and brought it in. He did.
On the pickup brings up 2nd and 2.
Previous play is under review.
At issue was the knee or any other body part except the hand down before the ball comes loose. And are the visuals convincing enough to overturn the call on the field?
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So that one overturned. They say the runner was down, and that will not be a fumble. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Rodgers to throw. That one incomplete. Good job, textbook there, separating the man from the ball, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 5.
Looking to throw, it's Rodgers. This one, uncorked, looking for Woods. That's going to be incomplete. They took a shot on the final play. Prayer not answered. And that is how this first half will come to an
Our
end.
trip around the NFL starts now. At Lambeau Field in Green Bay, the Packers at home to take on the Commanders. And it's the tight end, Tucker Kraft. He was a tough man to pin down all game long. This, one of his 2 touchdown catches. The Packers are off to a good start, 2-0 on the young season. Got another one to get to right now. How about Gang Green? The Jets, they're playing host to the Buffalo Bills. And it's Khalil Shakir. He's so good working down the field, hauls this one in stride. 58 yards for the score. The Bills, looking for a 2-0 start, they lead at the half. Lastly, let's go down to the Big Easy. The New Orleans Saints taking on the San Francisco 49ers. And it's CMC, Christian McCaffrey. He's going to hustle his way to the end zone, 10 yards on the touchdown. The 49ers lead it by a couple of touchdowns at the half. We'll give you a look now at the remainder of the games in progress in the early window and what's still to come here in Week 2 of the National Football League regular season. Meanwhile, in our game, just 1 touchdown in the first half, 10-0 your score, as we send you back out to our commentary team, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
Both teams ready to get back at it as we get back underway here on EA Sports. This one taken at the 7. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Steelers offense looking to get back to work as we begin this 3rd quarter. Greg, when you step back and look at this AFC North, Baltimore and Pittsburgh, their rivalry now really for a couple of decades has in so many ways defined this division, and they set the tone for everything that happens when you are in an AFC North game.
Yeah, and you talk about divisions having identities, they have their culture. Really at the top, Baltimore and Pittsburgh kind of want to play a similar style game, strong on defense, great run game. Obviously, Baltimore adds the extra element with Lamar Jackson. To me, the fascinating team, though, is what kind of jump can we expect, Mike, from the Cincinnati Bengals?
7-yard line.
I agree with you because if you think about the toughness and the physicality, Cincinnati can put up points in an electrifying fashion. And even when your Cleveland was up near the top of the division, they did that as well. But you come back to the defensive side of the ball, and when I look at these teams, Greg, I just think, man, these are defenses that can stop anybody in the league, and that's where you've got to invest in this division.
Yeah, and I think that's what's so fascinating about Cincinnati is they're kind of the outlier. They're the pass heavy, they're the spread attack, they've got unbelievable weapons on the outside, obviously Joe Burrow, a quarterback, but it was the defense, and you said it, their inability to be as good on the defensive side of the ball as Baltimore, as Pittsburgh, traditionally, but especially last year, is really what allowed them to be the odd man looking in when they missed the playoffs. So I think if Cincinnati can just improve a little bit on defense, they have the offense to now enter and make it a three-man race in the AFC North.
They'll try again after the incompletion. It's 2nd and 10.
58.
Again, it's Rodgers. Oh, they're on him in a flash, and he lost the football. And no turnover here. One of the guards able to get the football and get on it to keep possession.
And they should consider themselves lucky. You can't let a pass rusher through that quickly and not expect there to be consequences. Fortunately, they're at least able to fall on it and prevent this from being a complete disaster.
3rd and a long way to go. Now Rodgers. That's out wide to Warren. And he'll be stopped short of a first down, and that will necessitate a call to the punt team. It's 4th down. And he didn't get the check he was hoping for on that one. That goes into the end zone, and it's a touchback. The Seahawks offense and Cooper Kupp heading back onto the field. And before this drive starts, we'll take a look at the race as it stands to see who might take home the NFL's Offensive Player of the Year award. On the ground, it's Walker to start the drive. And this is going to be a Seahawks first down. As he gets it up past the 30, they'll mark him at the 32.
That's good for a Seahawks first down.
Well, really nice start here to the drive. Early down success. Every offensive coordinator is trying to find ways. How do we pick up first downs without having to get to 3rd down? We see it here. Big explosive run. Now the rest of the drive unfolds.
He'll be hit as he throws, and that one will wind up incomplete. Could not step into the throw that time. It'll bring up 2nd down. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short. It's going to be 3rd. They need 1.
Gain on the play. And it's 3rd down.
They'll try and run it with Walker, and he will convert. Good job there. Drive continues at the 48.
7-yard gain.
You know, how often do we see, Mike, in these 3rd and short situations, there's so many bodies up near the line of scrimmage, and this back has his head down, hitting it so hard that sometimes he runs into that line, and sometimes he can come out that backside.
And he'll be out of bounds as the first down completion nets about 3. From the 48-yard line, here's 2nd down and 6.
2nd and 6.
I had a defender draped all over him. Incomplete. Good work to body him up and set up a 3rd down.
It's 3rd down. And 6 yards to go.
Darnold to throw. He'll take a shot down the middle of the field. And that is incomplete.
I think as the offense comes to the sideline now, the quarterback and his wide receivers need to get together and say, hey, guys, what are you seeing out there? How can we find some open targets? Because on that last down, there was nowhere to go with the ball.
It's too long for a field goal. They'll go for it here on 4th down. Darnold to the air once more. And he's not going to get away. They got him right down after the catch. Great rally to the ball to force a turnover on down.
You know, more often than not in the NFL, games are won based on who wins critical downs. Well, that 4th down attempt right there was exactly that, and this defense came up huge for a big-time 4th down stop.
He'll start this on the ground with Warren. And he'll be brought down at 45. Tyrese Knight in on the tackle.
Gain of a yard. Brings up second and 9.
To throw, it's Rodgers. He'll find Woods. That one is caught. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
That's good.
First and 10.
Steelers, first down. First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Rodgers. Here's a screen set up for Warren. And he'll be driven out of bounds, and that's a pickup of 8.
You see so many teams wait till third down to execute their screen game, but I like in this case the play caller changes things up. He uses the screen game on first down, which will have an effect on this pass rush going forward. How aggressive do they want to get after the quarterback? Because they got that screen play still in the back of their head.
And he's going to have a first down as he's taken down on what is the final play of this third quarter. So, points at a premium. Defensive battle so far as we are through 3. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So, here's a first and 10 now, down inside the 20. To the air once more, it's Rodgers. And he will score! Game on! Robert Woods! Touchdown, Pittsburgh! His first touchdown of the new campaign. Greg, they are pecking away at this one now. Very big touchdown. Gets them right within reach of pulling this comeback off.
Well, Mike, at the very least, they've given themselves a chance, but can they get a stop and get the ball back again for a chance to go down and really make this one interesting?
So they've cut into the lead. Now just a field goal behind as they kick it off. Here comes a return from the 5. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. The Seahawks offense back onto the field for their next possession. They lead by a field goal as they go to work with a first and 10. They'll go play action with Darnold. Nowhere to go. He is taken down. The linebacker, Alex Highsmith. He had a sack in the opener last week. He's got another one here. They'll try to set up the screen here with Walker. Well, they'll get some of the sack yardage back, but it's still going to leave them with third down. Now, Darnold. He's got the connection there to Valdez-Scantling. And he's out of bounds up beyond the 45-yard line. So they come to the line for first down and 10.
A gain of 13 yards.
Darnold.
First down, Seahawks.
That one swung out wide to Walker. He'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. Ball right on the 50-yard line. Here's second down and 7. Here's Darnold again. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. And that's going to be a first down. A pickup of 9.
A lot could go wrong anytime you decide to put the ball in the air here late in the fourth quarter as you're trying to run out the clock and protect this lead. But at the same time, I like that they haven't gone super conservative. Just handoff right, handoff left, and it just turns into tackling practice. So I like the balance of making the defense defend everything, because right now, possess the ball, protect the ball, and ultimately just run the clock out. And you think back to the first half, Mike, just how well he threw the ball, and you thought maybe this defense would come up with some answers in the second half to slow him down, but so far, that has proven to not be the case.
Straight ahead, it's Walker. Uh-oh. Now they are in business inside the 15-yard line. That's a gain of 11, and they'll move the chains with another first down.
A gain of 11 on the play. And the Seahawks first down.
Now this is going to be a design run. They let him keep it. The Steelers going to use one of their timeouts, and they'll get together prior to this second down play.
They went to the design quarterback run, and there just wasn't a lot of space for the quarterback to operate. You can see him kind of waiting for some of the blocks to develop. Never transpired. Didn't get a whole lot going. Short game.
From the shotgun, here's Darnold. Throw over the middle, and they can't connect. It's incomplete. This crowd into it now as we get to third down.
And 8 yards to go.
Operating from the gun, it's Darnold. He'll get this complete to Walker. And he goes out of bounds at the 3, and from there it's going to be first and goal.
For a Seahawks first down. First and goal at the
Walker.
3-yard line.
And he's going to go backwards, taken down at the 6. The defense uses its second timeout here, and don't forget, clock going to stop when we hit the 2-minute warning as well.
The Steelers 6-yard line.
Second and goal, now it's from the 6-yard line. One more time with Walker. He'll get a couple, mark him down at the 3. And third and final timeout taken by the defense, so the 2-minute warning, the only clock stoppage they have left. They'll try and throw. Here's Darnold. And that is incomplete. Contact occurred just as the ball was arriving. There are no flags. It's fourth down.
And goal.
There isn't much room for error when operating inside the red zone. The field is really condensed. Those throwing windows become a lot tighter and forces your quarterback to make some really highly contested throws. And as we just saw, those aren't always going to go your way.
They'll try it now with Walker. And he's into the end zone. That might be the knockout punch. Kenneth Walker. Touchdown, Seattle. Everything you want to do right there, Greg, in the fourth quarter. Get the ball with the lead and extend it to a 2-score advantage.
Yeah, and I think this just might end up being too much to overcome. You said it. Once you get a 2-score lead this late in the fourth quarter, there's just not enough possessions to be had to claw yourself back in it.
Myers now to add the PAT. It's up and through. And the Seahawks will get out in front 17-7.
Steelers 7. Michael Dixon to kick off for Seattle.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. He fields it at the 8. Oh, nice return, but he takes a big shot at the end of it. Here comes the Pittsburgh offense now, heading back onto the field. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. Blue 58! From the gun, runs. And he'll be taken down as the clock ticks towards 2 minutes to play.
A gain of 5 brings up second.
So 2 minutes left to play in the second half. We'll come back and finish this one off after this. It is 2nd down and 5. They'll drop to throw. This one intercepted. Late in the game, a big turnover goes back the other way. A back-breaking score.
Yeah, and at this point in the game, Mike, you're just trying to make something happen. You find yourself trailing, less than 2 minutes remain. You're just taking some chances. In this case, the chances backfire, and the other team's able to capitalize and take it all the way back for 6.
Now the point after try from Myers. The kick is good. And the Seahawks up their lead. It's now 24-7. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. This will be returned from the 6. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Steelers offense ready to take over possession of the football. They'll start out first down and 10. From the shotgun, it's A-Rod. Oh, he puts another ball up for grabs, and this one's also intercepted.
So all game, we've seen him take the approach as just being a game manager. But one thing you have to do if that's the case is you have to protect the ball. You can't turn the ball over, especially if you're struggling to push the ball downfield. He got a little reckless that time, and the defense made him pay.
Seahawks head coach Mike McDonald there. His guys head back out for their next possession. Well, victory well in hand. Still a little bit of time left here, but the defense can't stop the clock, so 3 kneel downs should be enough to end this one. Now Walker. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
We got to see a little taste of just the range this defense can play with. How well they can flow outside as this play gets stretched out. No problem for them not only to track the runner down, but stop him before he gets back to the line.
We'll get about 6 before he's taken down. It's 3rd and 4.
Makes it 3rd and 4.
Here's Walker. But he goes nowhere. Call doesn't pan out. It's going to bring up 4th down.
Well, this play, Mike, was clearly about the job of this defensive line. Great job holding their ground, forcing these blockers to be stood up. Nowhere to go for this running back, and they hold him to no gain.
So they send out Jason Myers for this field goal. It'll be a 35-yard attempt. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Seahawks add on to their lead.
I think at this point in the game, Mike, when you have things under control, not only were they able to hold on to the ball for a while, they still were able to manage to add 3 points.
Down to the final few seconds of this one as the kick is away. Now return coming from the 7. And he is going to be taken down, and that is going to do it. So it's a win here for the visiting Seahawks. They were forced to travel cross-country. They get the early start. 10 a.m. on their body clocks. They're happy now. They come away with the victory. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olsen and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. With that, we say so long, everyone.